Thank you for tuning in to Terry Swoop Videos. On today's video, I'm going to talk about what happened to Lamont Bentley. Lamont Bentley was a very popular black actor during the 1990s. He's most famous for playing on the show Moesha. Now, I went to high school in the late 1990s. And in the late 1990s, every black teenager in America was watching Moesha. This show was amazing, and I thought he was great on this show. But Moesha wasn't the first sitcom that he was on. The first sitcom that he ever appeared on was South Central in 1994. South Central was a show about inner city life. It was a show about a single mother raising her 3 kids in inner city life. And he played one of the friends of one of her kids. And I thought this was a really great show. But for some reason, this show was canceled after 10 episodes. It appeared on Fox in the early 1990s, and Fox cancels the show after 10 episodes. Lamont's second major acting role came in 1995 when he played in Tales from the Hood. I think Tales in the Hood is one of the most underrated black horror movies of all time. And I thought he was great in this movie. He plays this diabolical gangster. He plays this gangbanger gangster who all his victims, all the people that he ever did wrong, come back to haunt him. All the lives that he took come back to haunt him. And it shows everything that he did to all these people. And it's really amazing. This is a great movie. It's a serious horror movie. It's not some goofy horror movie. It's a serious horror movie. That's what I really liked about it. So if you haven't seen Tales from the Hood, the original Tales from the Hood from 1995, I advise you to check it out. In 1996, he lands the role of Hakeem Campbell on Moesha. Moesha ran from 1996 to 2001. I thought the first 4 seasons were great. But the last 2 seasons, the show started to go downhill once Ray J came in on the show. I thought the writers destroyed the show by bringing Ray J on the show because his character made no sense. His character didn't fit with the rest of the cast because they set it up to where the father had an affair and had a love child with another woman, and it made it seem like he's this low-down man, when the whole show was based on them being a loving family with a loving father. So when they bring Ray J on the show, it destroys the chemistry of the show. Cheryl Lee Ralph actually left the show because she didn't like Ray J being on the show. But because Brandy wanted her brother on the show, they had to leave him on the show. So his presence on the show ruined the show. And this is the reason why the show went off the air in 2001. I always thought Lamont's character was the best character on the show and the funniest character on the show. Similar to Steve Urkel in Family Matters. He was the heart and soul of the show. I thought it would have been better if they would have had him and Moesha have a relationship. But instead, she just puts him in the friend zone during the whole 6-year run. After Moesha went off the air, Lamont started appearing on the spin-off show, The Parkers. And he also started appearing in more movies. He played Tupac in the MC Hammer movie, and he also played in Dr. Dre's The Wash. His last major movie role came in 2004 when he played in Spike Lee's movie Sucker Free City. He tragically died in 2005 in a car accident. All the witnesses say he was driving over the speed limit. He hit a rail and he was ejected from the car. Once his head hit the ground, he died from blunt force trauma. He was only 31 years old. He had 2 kids. He had his whole life ahead of him. And it's sad to see a young, talented young man lose his life at such a young age. A lot of people have different opinions about this topic. Leave a comment, rate, and subscribe.